as you start to prove that triangles are congruent and you move towards congruence proofs, one of the things that's helpful to be able to do is to figure out, well, what do I need to know in order to prove that two triangles are congruent? So in this video, I'm going to do a couple examples where I'm going to give some information, and then we're going to figure out, well, what else would we need to know in order to know that they are congruent? So let's start. So you can see here that first of all, I've marked down that the side AB is congruent to the side JK. I've also marked in my picture that angle B is congruent to angle K. And I'm trying to use side angle side to show that these two triangles are congruent. Well, if I'm going to use side angle side, remember that means I have two sides and the angle between them. So right now I have the pair of sides, I have a pair of angles. I would need the other side that has that angle included, meaning I really need to show, to get congruence, this. So I would need to be able to show that BC, side BC, is congruent to side KL. And if I could have that given to me or prove that those were true, then I could use side angle side. Let's do another. Let's say we were presented with this picture, and we were given the fact that angle A was congruent to angle J, and that angle B was congruent to angle K. Again, this was just given information to us. And we're being told we want to use angle, side, angle to prove congruence. Well, with this congruence theorem, remember, we have the two angles, and we have those pairs already. And the side is the side that is between those two angles. So what we would be talking about here are those two sides. So what we would need to do to prove convergence is that side AB needs to be congruent to side JK. And if we knew that, then we would be able to prove by angle, side, angle that these triangles are congruent. Let's do another. Okay, in this example, you can see that angle A is congruent to angle J, and C has been marked as congruent to L. So let's write those two down. Angle A is congruent to angle J. Angle C is congruent to angle L. And we've been told to use angle, angle, side. Now this is a situation where we have two angles and we have those pairs already, and then we have a side that is not in between those. So actually in this case we have an option. I'm going to try and color code this because we wouldn't need to know both. Either we could prove that AB, side AB, was congruent to side JK. Or, and again, we wouldn't need to do both, or angle BC was congruent to angle KL. So I'm going to put an or there because we would not need to do both. We just need to establish that one of those pairs of sides was congruent, and it wasn't the side that was between the two angles. Again, if what we could prove is that AC was congruent to JK, we would not be using angle, angle, side. We'd be using angle, side, angle, because the side, if we used AC and JL, the sides would be between the two angles. Let's do one last example. All right, last example. And please, before I do this, if this video helps you, like and subscribe for more math help, and including an entire geometry playlist. All right, in this picture, I've been given the fact that AB is congruent to JK. And I've been given that BC is congruent to KL. And if I am trying to establish congruence based on side, 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 of course, all I would need to do is have the last pair of sides. I would need to know that AC was congruent to JL. And if I knew that, then I could establish congruence. Again, please like and subscribe for more help doing triangle congruence.